All right, so I wanted to kind of give you a little bit of a backstory before we get started on the video. So Tammy and I have been friends. We're going to talk about this you'll see this in the video, but Tammy and I have been friends for a really long time. We met when I lived in DC, and she lives in Atlanta, but she's from Chicago. And so we have so many connections, and we really wanted to get this series up and going, but realistically, us flying back and forth is not something we can do right now, especially while I'm getting ready for this show and she just left Chicago. So as soon as I'm done with the show, I'm either going to go down to Atlanta or she's coming to Chicago, and we are going to give you all some fantastic content. So that's why we're doing the Zoom. I should have recorded. Okay, let me see it again.
Okay. Uh-oh, make it sure. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And why I wanted this background to let you know, if you look here, the black girls in their dress.
Yes.
So it symbolizes something, and what we're doing, and a whole presentation of the 50s, the 40s and 50s are coming back. We are going to dress you young people.
That's right. My name is Jen.
And I am Tammy.
And I'm in Chicago.
And I am in Atlanta.
But we are Chicago girls. And this is City Girl Finds. Okay, so first of all, tell me what you're wearing.
So I decided to wear one of the things when we went on our trip. It is a denim vest that I was on the fence about, and you were like, get it. And I plan to do some things with it, like some art on the back.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that with that. But I was showing in one of my videos how I did it, where you had something dressy on, and you just kind of, added a little pizzazz. Well, this here is downplaying, where you have a little funky shirt on with I have some velvet like skinny pants on or whatever.
Okay. And I like that top. Is it like a fitted, like?
Yes.
I have one of those.
Stay out of my closet. So I have this, and I don't think you were with me when I bought in DC these Harley Davis boots. But I get stopped for them all the time. So that's a consignment piece I bought that was like $25, and they should have been, after looking, they should have been $300 something for those boots.
Yeah.
And I still love them. So that's something that I would put with this. I actually have them somewhere in here. I would put them with this and this, and just have a whole look, a whole vibe going. It's a whole different vibe from putting on a dress outfit and putting this on to give it a little, nightlife scene after work.
So I was doing a whole kind of monochromatic look today, even though I have on these plaid pants that I got at Goodwill. This top is Zara, but I got it from Goodwill. And I don't remember where I got this little shrug thing from, but I love it because it's so, nice and warm, and it's just enough. You don't need a whole sweater, but you got like a quarter of a sweater on, and I like that.
It just gave me an idea.
To
do to a sweater.
Yeah, see? And I did this. I have an upcycle where I took a sweater and I turned it into one of these sweaters. I did it like 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, about to do that. And here's the crazy part about our whole story is that both of us are from Chicago, but we met in DC. Crazy. We lived in DC, and both brought us for work or however lifestyle, along with the only child to our mother. Is that crazy? Way too much stuff that our friends was like, wait a minute.
Right.
Did you all check your bloodline?
Right. And not only that, we constantly get mistaken for each other. Like crazy things. Like we'll walk in a place and somebody will be like, Tammy. And I'm like, I'm not Tammy. And she was there. She didn't even speak to me. That wasn't Tammy.
And it's crazy because it's people who have seen me at church
for years.
For years.
I was at a meeting and a girl who was like, "Oh my God, is that Tammy here?" And she was like, "No, that's right. Tammy has a friend who looks just like her." It's crazy. It's so insane. But we love all things fashion. We love to thrift. We love to go consignment shopping. This is just one of our true passions. And so we decided that after that last thrift experience, that we would try to start this series of City Girl finds where we thrift all over, maybe not just in Chicago, maybe not just in Atlanta, but possibly all over. And we bring you
New York
all and show you how to style the stuff that we buy.
And we have thrift. If you think about it, we thrifted in New York. We were in Italy.
Yes.
Milan. Remember that? Went to that cute place.
Yes.
So we always trying to find somewhere we can find a bargain or a statement piece.
Thrifted in Atlanta.
We did remember Atlanta when you took me somewhere and you said it was like grab your purse. And I stood at the door for a whole second, like I'm not going in there.
Yep, sure did.
And when we finished purchasing, who wanted my blue leather jacket? I ended up finding all these great finds.
She got so much good stuff.
Wanting to go.
To this day, we still talk about that experience. So
yeah, that was an experience because I was like, she has taken me in the hood and we are going to get shot.
Sometimes those are the best places to go. I went to this thrift store in LA and it was not, when I drove up, I was like, where am I? I was wondering if the store was even still open. And I went in there and I spent like $70 and got so much good stuff. So you just never know when you're going to find something that is really good. And for me, a lot of times when I'm looking at stuff, I'm looking at it to see whether or not I can upcycle it, cut something off, change something around. So it always helps to thrift with another person because they see things that you don't see.
Exactly. Okay, so here's the problem with thrifting with someone in the past who same size. Mm-hmm. So it has been a fight to a point of I'm gonna wear this, and then when I'm finished, you get it, or however. And so it's been one of those issues where sometimes you're like, I think it was one time you did not go, and Karen and I went, and I was so happy. But the problem with that was the dresses that I found you have right now. Until I get skinny.
And I will pop some pictures of those up on the screen of the wonderful, beautiful, fabulous dresses that I am still wearing that Tammy has given to me on loan. Y'all saw that coat.
Loan.
It is on loan. Coat's on loan. But that coat.
And I have a few of your pieces. No, wait.
How about you took something right off my back? That denim skirt, you were like, no, that here.
Yeah. I took that off, but the one that gets all the, raving reviews or people say, oh my goodness, is that it's a cream dress that has a little tie bow. I think I've worn it twice.
Oh, yes. You used to get so many compliments on that dress.
And the other dress you sent me that was great, and I've only worn it once, but it just took off on Instagram, was the cream set, the dress and the coat. And I put a vintage hat with it, hooked it up. You don't remember?
Yes, I remember the Calvin Klein one. And I think I found the belt because you don't have the belt, do you?
I don't think I do.
Okay, I
Yeah.
think I still
Yeah.
have it. But yes, that is cold. Between that vintage dress that you gave me, that plaid one with the brown around the collar, I wore that to work and people about lost their minds. And I thought it was
Oh, you're
yes.
talking about the one that looks like Chanel, the vintage Chanel?
No, this one is the it's like blue kind of plaid, and then it had like a brown kind of round neck with
Oh,
three-quarter
the
sleeve.
vintage one.
Yes.
Okay, were we together in Chicago when I bought that?
I don't think so.
Okay, you probably left when we went thrifting that day,
Okay.
but I found that in Chicago. I have shopped in even in your warehouse
Yes.
with hats.
That hat. That vintage hat.
Oh,
That
that hat.
beautiful. I think it's like a bluish grayish.
Oh, I already know what you want.
Oh, it's so just, it's like the perfect spring, vintage, classic, classy, Jackie O-esque. It's just all of that. Oh, oh. Y'all see this? This is so cute.
It has made its statement piece.
Mhm.
That's definitely a statement piece.
It is definitely a statement piece. And I'm just thinking about some fabric that I have that I need to make myself a dress so that when you give me that hat back,
Yes, yes, it's
then,
coming.
then I need to be ready for it in the spring.
Yes, yes, yes. You were supposed to do me a dress, but we won't even talk about that.
Okay. Yeah. So I think we should maybe talk about some of our uh, best thrift finds that we found when we were together. And I will say that one from this last thrift haul, there were two jackets that I got that I really, really love. And one was that
Mhm.
green faux leather jacket. It's like a double
Yep.
pocket, that one. And then that
Mhm.
Chanel like jacket. It's kind of a white with a little black specks in it with the pearl buttons. It has the very
Okay.
Chanel look. That those two were
Mhm.
my favorite from the last.
Okay. Ooh, I'm really trying to think because I'm thinking for me it's now I know what my favorite we'll get to that. I guess your favorite of all time of your thrifting. But I think being together, wow. Ooh. I would have to say the winner was the blue
I was
leather
gonna
jacket.
say that. I knew you were gonna say that one. Yeah.
Being
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember now. Here's the funny thing with you. You said that, but I disagree with you. I think your favorite all time was those boots that you found in New York together, and they were vintage. They were
Oh,
seriously vintage.
those
Yes.
were the best.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna put a picture up over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those vintage boots.
Yeah.
So when I got them home, I took them to the cobbler, had them do the heel, had them do the resole. Every 2 years, I get them rehealed and resoled because they are
Mhm.
so good. I mean, they zip up the back. The leather is that thick pebble leather. It's like that Hermes leather.
Yep. So
And oh,
that's how I knew. I said, "Nah, her best thing was in New York. Those boots, because if I could have fit my big
you could
toe in
have
them,
fit 'em. You could have
we
fit
would have
them.
had a fight on the floor."
Now that's the one thing. So we can buy clothes the same size, but when it comes to shoes, it's either for you or it's for me. That's where the intersection
Exactly.
comes because yeah. And I wish you would have gotten those fried boots.
I think back now I should have. I don't know
Oh,
what I was thinking about. That was dumb. That was really, really dumb.
oh, those fried
So,
boots. Oh, good.
yeah, and I've done that to myself several times. I've seen pieces and I'm going, "What are you doing?" It's not even like I would do something like that maybe if I was in the same city and went back the next day and said, "Am I crazy? Let me go get those shoes."
Mhm.
And so that was a mistake. If you're out of state, just buy it.
Just buy it.
And I did that in Arizona, the same thing. Jimmy Choo, whole line. I could have cleaned that whole rack for nothing, and I left it there. I
Wow.
left it there because it's
You
some
see,
great.
I bought those Jimmy Choos last year. They don't even really fit. I
Yeah.
have to wear a thick pair of socks. You might get those
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Come
because
on.
I can't. I really I have to wear a really thick sock with them. But I felt like they were such the perfect neutral boot. I was like, I gotta get them. And they're Jimmy Choo, and they were half off of the price. You just couldn't pass it up.
Yeah.
I just cannot pass up the designer shoes.
So let me ask you, we just talked about being together. What was our most valuable or, piece or piece that just you still reminisce about it?
Mm.
What is your most valuable piece you have sourced or find, or as they say, your great find
Mhm.
um, since you've been thrifting and consigning?
So it's hard for me to say my best one of all time because I feel like I have found so many gems. But I will say the most recent in the last year were these Ferragamo pumps, Ferragamo peep toe, patent
Mhm,
leather. And every
mhm.
time I see them at a consignment store, they are no less than 275. The lowest I found them might have been around 265.
Uh-huh.
And when I think about when I saw them, and I'm like, why are they still sitting here? Why has anybody bought them? One, because they were 6.5. So not a lot of people can wear that. And they were meant for me. So I felt like that they were supposed to be my shoe. I think the second most loved piece, I picked up a gown that I recently wore.
Mhm,
And when I saw it, I thought it was nice, but I
mhm.
didn't have time to try it on. I didn't feel like it. But when I put it on, my jaw dropped. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so neat. It's a perfect fit. It had that perfect, like vintage dynasty flair. And
Mhm.
I'm in love with that dress. And I just think it's amazing. I think I'm gonna need a minute to think about another one.
Okay. Well, let's see. Oh, wow. Like you said, it's so many. And when you think about how long we've been at this,
Yes.
um, and I'm such a vintage girl. So when I find pieces that just, oh my goodness, just stop me in my tracks. And the thing is, the pieces that I most adore, you have. Um, my coat.
Oh,
I found the black and yellow coat that almost drags on the floor.
mhm.
Double-breasted, the wool is incredible, and I
Oh,
found it in a consignment shop in DC,
mhm.
um, Close Encounters over there, but,
Yes, yes, yes.
yes, and the funny part is it was Sheila's mother-in-law had told me about
Mm,
this place because I was like, "Where you get all this crazy stuff you're wearing?"
right.
And she told me, and I went in there, and I don't think these people knew what they had on them. They gave me that coat for $25. I was like, I snatched that coat so quick and grabbed that, and so that has been it's like showstoppers for me. So that was one. And then there's another one I got in LA. I flew back to LA after I lived there and used to always go consignment while I was in school, didn't have the money to do it. But once I got some money, flew back to LA and got this coat. It is a coat from the movie studios and
Hmm.
it wraps around and it's incredible. That's another coat. I can't even walk in a restaurant. People were turning around. So I like show pieces.
Have
And
I
then
seen
the
that?
other one, huh?
Have I seen that
You won't see that. I'm not gonna let you see.
coat?
And it's too hot. It's actually too warm here in Atlanta to wear it. So that's the problem. But it is a show, it's a stopper.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think the
You have
other
a
one you
picture of it?
have I ever taken a picture in it? I don't know if I've ever taken a picture in it.
You
I'll
might
have
need
to
to
take
take
a
a
picture and send it to
picture.
you.
Yeah, so we can put it on
Uh,
here.
yeah, and I think the other one has, oh, it's almost 4 pieces. The other piece, you have that one too. That's
Okay.
the Chanel like one that the wool that people stopped you, the
Oh,
cream.
that's gorgeous.
That piece, um, the man, it was in Georgetown. $15. I got it and ran out. Okay? Impeccable. When you find stuff like that, and I
Okay.
didn't even know if I could wear it. Once I slid that thing on, I was like, "Oh, this
Yeah.
is mine." And that stops people.
Yeah.
So that's another. So I'm all about just that whole, okay, is this a, showstopper?
Right.
So I think that, and then sometimes it can be just as simple. That's another dress you have of mine. It's the art you have burned with the little bow on the side. Just the simple pieces.
Oh, yes.
Yes, you
That
begged me
one.
for that.
Yes, I did. I
Okay.
groveled. Do y'all know I groveled for this dress for years. I went to her house when she lived in Maryland and she would not give it up. And I was like, I had to lose weight so I could fit into it after she gave it to me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a dress you, and that's why I was like, okay, you got to lose this weight because that is just the simplicity of it. Everybody knows when they walk the
Yes.
quality,
Yes.
and it just speaks for itself. And it doesn't have to have the bells and whistle. It's just well made and
Yes.
the simplicity of class.
That's right.
That was it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm always so excited when I find vintage luxury bags. And I found a Louis Vuitton travel. I think it's called the Boston bag, but it's a really old Boston bag because it's got a pocket on the outside. The I would say the newer vintage Boston bags don't have pockets on the outside, and they wanted $35 for it. And this was a while ago, and I thought I could go to the Louis Vuitton store and see if they could tell me whether or not it was authentic because I was kind of worried about it. Then I went online, I did a lot of research on how to authenticate. And when I realized what I had, not only that, but it was a briefcase as well. I got a briefcase and the Boston bag I travel with all the time. That is something that I will always have. The briefcase I ended up selling because it wasn't something that was really functional for me that I was going to use. So I sold it on eBay. But that has been something that I have been carrying for like the last 10 years, and I will always just keep it. I've taken it to my cobbler to fix the strap, but it just they don't make stuff like that anymore.
They do not.
They just don't. And I feel like, and that's why I love my vintage um, luxury bags because I feel like the quality now is just not there and the price is just so ridiculous. So anyway, that's probably my third. Um,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
I have a
So
bag like that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But okay, so I think this is probably gonna wrap up our little chit chat, our City Girl Finds chit chat. I hope you guys enjoyed our little chit chat today. We just wanted to kind of share a little bit about, how we've been thrifting together, some of our favorite finds. We're looking forward to doing this, throughout the rest of the year. Hopefully, we will do a little bit of traveling and we can go someplace like a New York or like a LA and spend the weekend doing some thrifting together. But we just have a good time. And I think both of us have a really good eye. I
Mhm.
think, like Tammy mentioned, one of the really important things is recognizing the quality of fabrics because that will lead you to find these fabulous finds just based on the quality of fabrics. And we can talk about that and fabrics and how to identify them later. But we just wanted to have this little chit chat today so you all could kind of get to know us and know what's coming. Don't forget, follow us on our Instagram pages. I'm linking them below. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Goodbye.